We had Commissioner Silver on yesterday talking about could the Saudis buy a team in the NBA. Michael Jordan, I think his team is up for sale, or he's talked about that. And the commissioner said you have to have a singular person. You can't have a group buy an NBA team. Could you walk us through the process if the Saudis say we're going to spend $10 billion, we want to buy this football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah, good to be with you, Dan. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon. The NFL, like the NBA, requires sort of a person. I've been to NFL meetings for 10 years, and they want that person representing the team, and that has to have 30% of these total values. My point is, in talking and writing about this over the last week, is that franchise values are skyrocketing, as we know. It's extraordinary what the numbers are. In the NFL, 4 years ago, the Panthers, $2.2 billion. Last year, the Broncos, $4 billion. And now we got the Commanders at $6.05 billion. At some point, the NFL and the NBA are going to have to adjust their rules about ownership and taking institutional money. Now, institutional money could mean private equity, which is allowed in these leagues, except for the NFL. But now we talk about the Saudis. What just happened in golf shows the unlimited resources that they have, Dan. You've seen this. I mean, the problem for the PGA was not that it was Saudi, that not what it was anything to do with morals. The problem is they had unlimited resources. They weren't going away. It wasn't the AFL, wasn't the USFL, wasn't the XFL. They could buy them, and they did. And we can talk about that. But the NFL relaxing their rules on this kind of wealth funds could happen. I mean, I think we're seeing this toehold. I think the golf deal this week is a first step. I think now there's maybe credibility is too strong a word, Dan, but now there's this feeling, okay, they're in golf. Qatar hosted the World Cup. They're in Formula One. They own Newcastle United. It's not a stretch to see them get in the core four American sports, even the NFL.
Well, it takes me back to when the commissioners would all say in unison, no sports team will be in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we see what's happening now, and there'll be an NBA franchise in Vegas. You already have the Raiders there, the Oakland A's looking to move there. But what sport do you see as maybe next for this Saudi investment group to try to purchase, get involved with?
Yeah, it's interesting. I know you had Silver on yesterday. He had those comments, but I do think it's that one. They have relaxed their rules to allow for sovereign wealth funds. And sovereign wealth funds could include the public investment fund in Saudi Arabia. It can't anytime soon. But yeah, when we talk about NBA franchises getting to $3 billion, getting to $4 billion, the Phoenix Suns, Matt Ishbia, there's only a cadre of multi-billionaires out there to do this. Let me tell you this, Dan, the Commanders, Josh Harris, of course, he owns the Sixers, he owns the Devils. He's still, they're still vetting him, and there's issues with all these other. I know a person in DC, I'm from there, and a well-to-do guy, and he said, I got a prospectus. They basically wanted $100 million for, I could get good tickets. I mean, what is he going to get out of $100 million? And it's not a lot. So I think at some point they're going to look to resources beyond this. And we can talk about sports washing, but this is desensitizing this whole thing.